I was here, Yama Obibia Akwaba, na yam founder Mega TV and platform we eso Hanom, your number one authentic platform Mega TV. Now him Steven Amoah and so Ako UTV. In fact, sa banta we minim bra ebitwa and when I be NPP aka opposition for some time now, so from years no. Because on beka ya yewra Canada Japan Atta Akyea na ehya ase. Atta Akyea ehya ase edi Canada Japan atem by saying say oko AU meeting and say AU submitter bo nse na oka awrade enhu ye mobo motherfucker one eno ena e cause a lot of controversies, e cause a lot of attention ukurum ha ena nse ya yewra Canada Japan eko UTV. That was 3 days ago, I think so. And also ekoka say onunso koka say Atta Akyea edi Akufo-Addo atem e wo Heathrow airport. Now no say nipa we asen nya ho akogina Akufo-Addo anim age appointment. Enti no se nkono anka nani bewu ono Atta Akyea no wa todan ama no. Enti saa niema na wo ye onjai na emfa enko bebia. Abusinya ade akyi ya ni se YouTube fo ahyeda no mo hyehyɛ agenda o. Ade akyi na Atta Akyea so eti YouTube ho no. Eno no so accusations upon accusations. Okiremu a osuro yewra Canada Japan se nhwe ya yeto abama na wakobu obi. Wakobu obi wo cabinet because ne temperament no and I say said the anger esiti no ehu osuro nso na me no kasa ade akyi ye Steven Amoah former deputy finance minister, member of parliament at the Manchia so in the Ashanti region and on so about mountain so now ochiremu hey abusinya Martyrs Day yankwa ne nkuti nsani bia ko bebeto so
the NPP minority group leaders and agents, polling station executives, no coordinators, constituency executives near Dinina. Me chair will be patrons, will be taxi drivers, woman number bonten central for near no near Papa Nunquia for me chair will be Biara, Yankopon and Kaumo. And Ukraine, the Edin Kino. While you have two extreme ends of, I would say, settings, or if I should put it. And I say, Russia Belgium. If the American if parliament now only one person was made a difference. Yes, inti the free rooms hang parliament. Inti na ADA pa. Ade bi apaso ye mo man no. Dodo na hwe constitution ma 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana no. Osha just say oko parliament ekoji approval. Dodo na so be catch you say we here 2/3. 2/3 nso na NPP ni nti ye fa how mu pa na nye easy na yesa be nya wiase nyina de beto o man ya sebe eto wiase agenje mu no so de how kese bre na hwe parliament we nso a ye nua no NDC fo no o mu wi ni ya to the extent say mi nua ba bo mu pe bi on be ye pro o mu wo more than even 2/3 no. So be ha enti amana ayeden pa but ni nyina mu no enya den ma urade me feel say honorable right Babin in my opinion was show leadership and you be a way na ye ana manage ho of course we nipa but to moderate a parliament it wasn't easy and to also moderate we and a leadership minority leadership so I there pa especially this time here number o mo kakra ho anefa. And so they are going through thick and thin. And a minority members, you know, once you afraid mighty minority. In fact, me crowd me kind quality mighty minority. And yet easy. So oh, of course. If you number you can't anyway. The team engineer now so I'm a Ghana for who say yes sir. You can't be enka. We team ya the Ghana for pay. You be and Ukraine. But also say
activities are moving in and would say,
oh, winter can say be a or be anti
no say no dear and come mujayanke
oh mintimi nyina hanka e ma ke me ho ba mintimi nka se me ka se dia ye nyina ya na no nso no
na me ka se mo de mo ye so ye nso no so be ka se untimi ma ke wo
oh se dia me ye no de honestly mitimi aka empayinfo se yensi yentuma fi hata abonten pa church ase maybe one of the things be also ye boy homode a yenye ni se toda yemma yentimi nkyerɛkyerɛ Ghana fo emunom ntiase de ntia ye niema bi wo parliament pa church ase wo hwɛ nansen a twema mentwe bayi na nye pandan ko ntini ye yesa
na bibi foforo bi ka ho
bebre eye build up minority no ya cooperate with majority mo hwɛ yan hadwe but from before the elections you know NDC win yom de to me ma when we nyam for his excellency John Dramani Mahame so we in politics in pa me ma ye ko be mfie aduasan ma ya che NDC a person build one party state and also MY
sa na ususu no
sa me church room wa ha me so na wa mo ya ntem na watiasi ya camp na sem ne no hia me pa but oh Kennedy send one to am friend wa mini aba
I say ba with our agenda zana
akwa bi no school na akwa no
we ka wase
we di babasa say ya danya tree na beto into we di root stem and when we di ni baba na mo koda bi okwa na bed and ma tree I feel at once I was starting I was saying normally birds they settle and live on trees therefore what is a tree and I started and a tree we are there
have the one set trees
about onya 10/100
and do all that questions
anyway enti mini abade na me kan say wo hwe ya NPP jutum say win elections no ye nuanu NDC for by video TV so nyame nko ana meka just do ompe no kroga no say Ghana de bedo no de ogina no beka ho asem ne yo de boye ni ba mesom nyame nye ntrofo bi na medi wo hwe nsem ni bebre a NDC for timi de Takeshi stop polling station bi de e bi ba video so ehun you TV so na ya force yisi na we declare e kire ne de court wo hwe a omo ye ba bi bebre o eno omo de je Ablikumanov omo de je Akwetiya sa no mpese ye pandai tries de ko ense do agi oboase is baby bebre enna ni nyina akosie ye san ba ban mu no o hwa boso ne di kan they entered the friend nolly prosecutor nyame adom nye lawyer de be say me sua law a chese abans one de onye interested in say obi oye NDC ni bia na se mo court e bedi me nka so mo di boni
o abans onye interested in NDC so can NDC let's say selective and as being specific he said this is something on your interest
about NDC abai send them account yasi because woman na NDC abai na NDC abai ni NDC nyina no o calculate value na say 10% when say be commutative in mathematics 1 + 1 is equal to 2 2 + 1 so 1 + 2 is equal to 3 2 + 1 is equal to 3 inti ya na meto ase de but o kambo ma in mathematics no say me maths person eti akra me kan say omo bo omodin yi omo nkrofo nyina say me nka say na omo awie sika minti me nkasa because we constitution na o say until say a court of competent jurisdiction ebe my declaration say obi why guilty of yibino te me nka say me nwan this odi bo no di pa na emom ka omo say eso ma court no eye adwuma inti ya what 3 arms of government we are not starting so much NPP for and no nanchen the mechanic the GG constituencies be pray she pandai and two teams say o my dream say o person good party be organ ha no more transfer forever into any the any no minority side no yeah for mine no me tue can ko NDC say yes on person dem fa kwa bana so ya me basa NDC be transfer mfie wa hakra na nyame sure de ahira me no wawie nyame ya bia ma me bebre me maame of course no nyame dedi wo yomfa me nko him me maame kura ntimi ntworo ni di enhira nye sika dodo nko awo enhira ene ahoden apomuden ene se ye wie NDC nyame adom ye chi nkrofo so ma wie so mu nwie me ntimi nka se ye nchi me bi de me ka atimase ko bi etimi de me atotan kuru abi mu ntimi de nyame no wo ba bia me tim beto menya bibia dia nyame wo hira ma wie but we are fighting because we want to ensure a society that it doesn't matter where you come from. A society that whether you are dwarf or you are colossal, whether you are from the north, south, whether you are rich or poor, whether your mom is just a konkonte seller or even an accountant or professor, that maxim of equity that they say that equality is equal to is equitability, and the justice that we all believe in, we need to serve the governed equally. I don't need to fight for Ghana near that.
Okay, now more positioning and as a war position a banner constituency or constituency no or more a demanding more and as a more position I expose more maybe demand you're not able to meet your demand because you're in opposition compared to send our bemo.
Ukraine we are there our bema and so yaki two bit me
okay
but me the who difference kese obekaya nanado ye madum ye me deputy minister so bekaya ye me after about 3.5 years here ba beto abana and a deputy minister they can you don't control a lot of things. Two, you are not even paid officially because of double salary issue. But my constituency be
because we are MP
no yes be a buying share that now my constituency be a member no me can near be bria me say no to munyina so to aba mame
okay
yes so betie me meet my council so hemu chichi mu be du otwe akide maye ebi okra man kan maye em say me yade ba ko pe bi pa na no me nya asase ni but what the tunche meet my council say my scholarship e kwa apem
1,000
yes local scholarship you can check from KMB any MMC academy there what they say say MP no honestly the only way you can be judged any central government here kwan and we see schools for constituency na emom wa usika any common fund or get fund because I know you use with discretion
and
we say oh the year the way o come a constituency
but in as much as you're using your discretion also it's meant for the people and I say for your personal use
the same pacho discretion the chair how and as nke can ban dia nya reader because I be the tax and I'm a boy but send you bit me use wow dear and now discretion me gina more MPB but can send for na bitim so akọ every constituency from here 20 years down the line common fund get fund SIF alcohol MP no what discretion to use no send you use no near who's MP obo homode once you see can send where you know because secondary schools na woni nyina about 5 mama mu nyina computers ya ye training minya adom e ma adwumakuo bi so me mu ye training ma nipa ba apem ha ye install a DSTV ha ye di beats ye bag na be di ho ye sa nyama ni nyina wo de no to nchen e all towns be 24 wo say we krum be all towns a wo mo hoda indigenous people no ma ye nsuo ma akoma be dunum a me gusu so me ye me kasi me be football club am me no kwa e kuma CFC
okay
me call Korea Kope even bus if you me call to niema e wo Manchester City ni nyina wo na boys no magi fie kese a omutima omoko school no ye ne tu omuka
one sponsor
yes next year ye no omoka omenko school no me pese mdu omoto adwuma e wo area ho so that okwa adwuma 3 days no akọ training 4 days because we anya contract papa bi am after 2 years akra ni baby fa ko me yesi mani so na me catch mu they are listening a human development index
okay
what you say in fact my polling station executives no ma prayer adwuma no ebi o wa obe press a wonya hwe ma ye photo kakra health policy for them say be akọ hospital na ye sekoto aduru na ye lab na wuntimi a unya obetime yi up to kanisika 5 million no so buo mo kakra aside na ma kesi ndi me constituency de nyame adom enye bad sa akronfo high me bo modern ato Toyota Hilux emono say emfa still a wo high de say du anadwo emfa nam ho na ye nti de metima ye ne de me ko no mu ni astrotef if also up banks boa me ne me am so ma ho den kakra ye astrotef a world standard you can go and check in terms of size and durability but ye nya stance akese ne ay kakra bi nti ma hie sa enhyehyɛ ni bebra me gusu ne constituency for any deans and my doors are open to all of them in case we be an meeting aboa no but ni padodo na ehun fa so papa obi okro oba me fia obeka na me nkai de me ye ne osu nti me feel say the SS ticket me ye de and a parliament so de eba extemporaneous presentation in case me ye perfect but on the floor there in fact all the statements I've made on the floor, mm check it. Speaker, I call for committee because I solve problems. Both.
So we know once someone can identify problems.
Yes.
Now act to solve the
problem. They know. So same statement we last sitting I'm the kai. Next one kai about entrepreneurship. We have about 14% unemployment rate in Ghana. The unemployment rate amunti ye. And those employable. Etiki ya kan nipa dodo pa dia me ka show bit makobe 90%. Because ya kan unemployment rate o mo nenam street so o mo tifie o mo munsun adwuma bi o mo nko school mo nenam kwane ya mfo mo nka ho o mo dru abi akọ school wonya na wonya nsa adwuma bi we ready to work but onya adwuma pacho se mutie ni ya youth ni dia nam 24% but wo me enya employable ni nyina kan obekọ 96 and ye hu say about 10% and within that regulated period, especially at the tertiary level, my statement, and I'm an education minister, Kasa, informally, we're very happy, was a member. I call once a man, but you know the way Honorable Haruna is, we're extremely committed to Nejumo Pesway and so on. And you also buy into it, but I was informal. My statement, is to call for inclusion of inclusion of entrepreneurship at the JHS level and SHS level, academic curricula. Into a course. Now, omujitu and kebe course a crown from JHS to SHS in Yano. We see how no be in a juma. Pachotiasi. Did not rely on white collar job. Into a crown in SHS Onko University. None intuition in the idea. The readiness or no team setting business or not what I say. Me, these are the statements and various financial economic anomaly. Look, or maybe any we are seeing an economy. A papa and a sustainable. I buy between my bubbles on the market at a rate as so same private sector Ghana.
Okay.
Inti abahano ube unse na bill toda kwa koso sen and on your home model. Me also statement on the floor and others. Me feel a parliament so me bad. But of course ubenya fake YouTube near money change story we will be create dia go bia near twa na dia danche. But I think say me bad cry for my constituency and for this country.
Okay. But I love how when you've been able to explain details but because don't come more than one at the man ya dey kwa no so wuntime nka.
O me ka ba ko me say e bia e kwa e fa so kire mama temanfo tiafo die ntia ya na take certain decisions.
Okay.
Yentimi nko yanim kese.
Mate, Honorable, you've been a deputy minister for trade. Wana wanko honomo.
Because 2 months.
And a finance so.
Also 3 months if I'm right.
Ubaka say any challenges, any difficulties are yensika sem eku muno in a way na bina am bemu swiftly. And I'm mambe mo. Madam
hina de medam. Mo frère me say make us Kennedy asem. Mo ma bi ba.
Me din komo.
Wa papa say me na ekoyo.
Emmen koye.
Honorable. Madam we dey o ya. Na ya baba so ambushi.
Umbe say din komo.
Grofo ba ha mo kan basam.
So share nkofo mo ba ye na. We start from somewhere. You don't just
we dey start ya.
Yes, we're having a conversation.
Okay. Anyway, on the lighter side.
But said we say as if say maybe Masadana. Anyway.
So there's some coming over.
And looking at challenges that you go through, do you think that by now ambe swiftly ana?
Challenges. Madam, me kind of cry natural. On my way a lot of microphone more me they higher a personal interest.
Okay.
Inti sene unse wadwuma we wa he. We de meto me ntimi honestly I will feel. Inti no bronika meritocracy. It was one of the key and cardinal principles on which Singapore developed. Or maybe an yo obiani ni nimdie. Inti ne yame boy obo be carpenter nurse. But come here one and Crawford am ready to listen to the truth and expert advice. 2 and Crawford exhibiting a lot of ego trips. Adia ontiasi mpuno no pesoka 4 ade huno omukro motini ma ase no enam o underline interest ni amanyosem ti ombeso mka nokre madam there 2 we are seeing nyina na mantie ye no was it not true yes kasem nyina ye depend on obi ma so kame person ka o man be find the time and na ahokyere wo mu no na ewiase niam abo te sen because me na etoda me ko friend no from a pharmacy body niam me sa niam kakraka no adibra ne bi ato no 1999 pounds covid buy echi no e ko 2999 sa ata na pound ka 10 pounds no dia beto so no e about 250 Ghana cedis etimin ko fa niam no kra no mini aba ya di 250 Ghana cedis na to so obeka ya sam rebidui na Ghana fo nyina atifie na aban tu omuka ye fie no kura within a few months no ye run a shift for almost 19 months 5 for 2 weeks na 5 for the next 2 weeks na aban tu omuka ankran nyima private sector eyi nipa over 40,000 edi kroma eto ane ejeje no sika ejeje no about 12 billion a year back because we had impaired productivity and aban bia so ni da say obobosia ana oje eto enti ahokyere ba ya na private companies ni gu na wo muntimi ntua taxes kese na ekọ form no se wono okunu e wo fie mesrewo na mo ye adwuma kama na BBC ezi aton ranche BBC na nya fault ni okunu fault musika se mo sei enti sika ma na obayare obabeko school obedidi so obobosia enti ni ebosia bo okosoro but that to GDP nya bosia obo ne hio bosia na obo na against how usika se mo kosoro and impaired productivity just a market na nya adwuma because of covid na niam be pray enti ni ebosia na okosoro na market ni so gina de gina o ya sa amre no the whole world yesika se mu nyini negative 3.3 Africa nyini negative 2 point something Ghana grew 0.4 as a 5 inflation ko 54.1 o hemu chichemu aduonum na chirepo baako niam bibia say your primary balance 2024 mesro bomodi anepe minua Dr. Atta Akyea onimuma oyade pa we be am respect no cause we onimuma manager the only thing more your propaganda afi wo munyanya bibia impact the economy no wo me so mu claim the ene but the American say
did mo ye na mom na eso
enti na me kira wo ne no opa kokoje NDC wo ma first statement Atta Akyea Dr. Oye no parliament Mr. wa akwaje wonim say economy no time ye be free so na e grow 5.6% even higher than 2016 and 3.4 na primary balance even inflation na free 54.1 about 22.9 economy na say nyinsan enyina eko teba forma time enti eniema pani nyina obeka ya cedi ni dollars make factors ni dollars but one of the key factor yes say first time I media me kayo sa cocoa indication na afibia na yema abrofo na eye na omotua gu abrofo count mu no this time 2024 yene ye ne Ghana na mo cocoa board no so enti by December near over $500 million. By January near over $1 billion. Unko check it. And na near say election na dia sumdue ba he no na ma investors so start in your confidence. And na primary macro indicate GDP ni na start yeye. Enti no manya confidence. And na samre na so na America and Asian countries you know obeka ya o manya their friend tariffs war. Tina Asians na o demanded dollars in volumes no demanded. Inti near kosi me nuanum NDC for me nka so my bone but we impact the economy because you two spending arms they want no discretionary so why would you pay this a big push 24-hour no you home dia and you what statutory to say bia get fund command your home salaries and you my but wo ma dia no my no on betimi a kire say 1% of that is as a result of I did no because almost start impo. Okay. But what you say, economy no by the time you free so no, na ejina ye ba ma menka secret plan cho. Na ejina ye. Papa. But the impact no, ne Ghana fo nya hu. Because your economy no, your market you fit be defensive and aggressive sector. Yen ye they largely defensive. Small businesses no, about 90%. It is our economy it is no. Economy figures no kra koso a e be chepa ansa. And a way impact
it's in a way no baka say moti anye ye montimi ntwa swaba
I dey say who say toda minim say minim ba bi free me papa no ye farmer no say transport una say me nso me ye farmer pa me ye fu unim say tete no na efre bibi dokoto obeye ofu nyina wie obehye no na menken atank okra de otp ne say me apai afifi kama eno no enye wo na wudiaye but o ma ne bedie same wa making me boa nyame ne me witness
artisan economy no so eye mo no
say next year echo because me bisa wo senka me bisa me nuanu NDC for parliament o mo ntimi ansa me nka so o munim uma but they knew say it was the truth me bisa o mo say GDP ne ka say no hey sika se munyim ko mo ntimi ma a percentage of almost discretionary spending part say bia nhihye we ye am 0.5% of our GDP o mo ntimi enye so ma ye bonu ana o munim o mo de no enya enu pempenso a patriotic dem e kana se na yeti na anyi e na communication so as a fraternity or how kakra.
Okay, communication as a fraternity or how e wo ho no mayen hwe nei se ye hwe honorable Kennedy Japan a wati esimu a say delegates e hu no na wo mo fatumi enhye no to fanka ma NPP na onjina ne ento ne so aba se Ghana man panyini no to fanka ema mo ye hwenkofo a wo sese o mu di mu ntentemma pa o ka ho bi but last 2023 me hu ne santi say yesi 2025 mu na presidential primaries e koso na honorable o ka ho bi a me bisa say aden why honorable Kennedy Japan.
Thank you very much. Kennedy da wase so obusa question we ye di nyankopon da wase pa me nuaba nyeye nyine botaye kese e edikan so obi ahwe e power first. Okay. Yeah, power say we are hungry for power, but say obe govern. Okay. So obeka NPP timi implement national health insurance. NPP implement free school from FQ up to free SHS. I mean school feeding obeka wo free ni nyina obeka ya. Sene wa ba mu ntini timi ye. So wuni aba mu a ukosoro ba bia wuti. Nyesa wo hana me dada wo ya de pa before God. Enye easy. But senka wuni akwanya we ka be do atena hai. Enti NPP ye ko benyina de ba ko ne dikan si ye benya tumi na tumi ne ye ne to abai internally no ye little over 200,000 wo ma to abonte aba no dia opepepepepe se si obi osun nyame o se wona de wode no kura ne be kasa abonte by observation dede ekwa abonte nyina me ma TV so ekwa mfi aduasa me ne president Mahama kura debate GTV nyina da me ni intro mene honorable hana tete amebenuado for swamp of tete na me be peace fm that time na asempa no nyina ma hot fm my year politics achi me took quite almost every region no every region almost sometimes na me driving in meeting and then me can okre na achiro abontinso fo nyina whether by miracle or by God one fa Kennedy Amoah some man fa Kennedy Amoah 2 months ago SDF money others minimum so me invite you no mama dia Kennedy nko no mo frɛ no so for that no kese fa mic obompo say ewade o kan puto kasem Kennedy obi a oya policy e ye gidi se o kan okre and it looks like say bibia wona mre me de me feel say 2 million me feel say Honda ho no and e ma me kodi Kennedy achi okay me gidi se because wa anya 2 million na eno ye number 1 number 2 Minianuma and no more other side, no. They have not been able to convince me because on my 2020 election, a bay a nipa a year day any juma because conform chiro. Let's show up check it.
Even now, no conform chiro.
Thank you.
Maybe so say even now, no
of course. And I can't be bam and can say be a humbeton. But and I said, I no can say for a juma or how much chichimu see a day. One ma, your emperor among can win your baby at you watching. And no cry free ma about 24. The adjuma the key. Kennedy among the 5 candidates. Our record, proving record. Say what be you ma for Ghana for a synchrophobia pre. Let me say 209 NDC medi. Number national health insurance. Kennedy who ni also winning mama. Makosunya di UK aba. Of amejuma honorable titles Grover of any pebble brejuma. And he's been very consistent with his factories and industries.
So you used to work?
No, not at all. My go me akra me come me your farms, your near my baby I go through a lot anyway. And no dan chair. apart from so be nyuma bebre na ono mani to so ade hu ye industries ne sa na ma na wo proving record no wo de no to chances here you be a friend divinity madam unza nipa nu kura ko ke kan ho makura kenye Kennedy hwateni omudi no unqualified when you say but ecclesiastes so se bibia woni mre ni bisa question ba akopɛ obi a wokɔ 37 heya was spending millions of dollars America sika AC cardio center komayare correct se meboa wokɔ konfanochia the most important machine there oncology cancer yare akese na ye ho adwuma o repair kura in millions of Ghana cedis cause why na brofo be Kennedy ye ho adwuma ko northern region COVID time ndum so ba ya ni pay wu baby hodum no he spends huge amount of Ghana cedis and was saving lives ewo e mako ka Lebanon na esu adu Ghana esu na banse no ho kire no na nkofo tiem is Kennedy only the richest person in Ghana or rich person ya nkofo musika sen no yo mo nyimde but tema na Kennedy nyaye no me sha this leadership is not about sabi how you dress, how you talk. It's about functions, responsibilities.
So do you think say baby aye duni here o mampenyina why yes I was our track records we
no what team mama of man
and sana these are some
what account ni nyankopon wa
maybe these are some of the qualities aye here and sana yetimi yi sani panes ono na nyoma mampenyina.
Yes, because on Ghana for pay. Whether NDC NPP is my opinion, I could be wrong. I can name my experience almost 30 years in politics. Nipa be breed, you didn't know more politician.
Oh, okay.
If you're a politician, say ya minti na nyame bejaji me say sa na metia. E wi ase nyame o. O woni for what's na me say. Me a meka to say mente sa na me boa. But ntina me de me nyankopon say, me de me odi boye ni ba me nyame di. Say sa na metia nyame nim. We a politician now driving from Adenta to Ridge. Now who's a barefoot kids and cry be increase every day. Who call and see more. Who won't cry not we a politician, we need tema. Now be real my sika. We a minister, not 10 cities, we are 1 billion. Now who ni pamabo and first come more. Now obi so there. Why you near market see we in dance here will be no to miss your campaign. Will be to me for TM. When you're Kennedy Kura anymore. Near market see and why you be so. So we come. Na sika ni bi din sika yi we nyina aboa de woni bie asumo man ya ne ma kase but ebi obi kaseti ya no e no so kaseti ya no obi so weske o wiase nyina obi kaseti ya wa obi kaseti ya ti age se dem ebi ko babo waso no enso nipa ewu emfa no ho two leaders no na ope e na no me nia panyi ba ko wetena Kennedy bebu obi asum woni ne call secondary school mpa ne choko meka emfonyi ba ko Kennedy abo obi asum da you see one I attacks and kwa ba me ka bibia chiro Peter mpo esuafo dum yenu o de second twa obi aso and so he was the rock on which God built his church was when but am sima so down also Moses no a murderer udin okum nipa ne share form Israel no kwa no e be ma David omiekum obi kun he nyame se obetima ma bo mpo ayina ye se nyame se obema obi age ne maya e said we no nyina akro mo edi omanimo na onipa da sania o se ode abono ahome nkwa ho magumu amana okrati asefo enti omo ni Kennedy atem omo ngade omo pe bia yemi we are not going to respond but the evidence say Kennedy airport say kon fia aduasa enu menka so eso abofo but untimi nka say Kennedy awi o man sika ye nchi ni ntum so we kromfo Kennedy nkum nipa ensani bebre no omachiachia na no.
Okay.
Enti me pa cho so obi kura di obi atem odem no obi di obi atem kura bonti because we di no bi a reply enti omi enu obi ba ko ne ebone and same way in here
what I say so now no you my yet say empono we di atem a enye hwe ana
de me kan won tima say me ka say obi di atem me ka say yebo na pa cho me pa cho uni obi atem da Yo, me do be atem da. Oh, me no ya again. But them can say
me there's a follow up say enya hwe e ade yemu ye nimu so say
enye bibia
me ba see ye fancy honorable Steven Amoah yes o kwa open man panyini edi maybe a wedi obi atam because of that and will be used against you and yenti I say wedi obi atam enye bibia say yetimi gina so ka say yento aba
I'm person catch you where the other na me patcho head na gina sem use me obi a wo record bi a obi anya perfect tina me example say obi sabe me no tuwe ni obi a nipa mienu ya na msuro sem no benya asem oba ene panyi you so push me chepa
okay
but you obi so ha ono kra de oni obi atam abonjo so obo na yire na ma bebre na mo wo ma yire no na me bisa question say impo obi kra di matam na mentima control bufuo na me ka bi kire na me say nipa we kro no yetim hospitals akese ni sika nko an odi ye adwuma nkofo ko ka buchi no odi sika akochim kene di start bu anipa na MPP mayo on the MPP man contract on kwa no MPP contract or starting 1992 no bu anipa kene di start no on blade and matches e street so and what building entrepreneurship ni career kene do ni made pa was a matter of choice or kwa decide tetemu ni made be kwa decide he was one of the best economic student but our record also wa poor men we gina Sammy, me dem Jesus nyame na friend so magine.
Okay.
So it's left with the people to vote for him or not. Send Israel and we Romans 31 was say ahini bi aniwa e wo Jesus de nyame you know but David and Saul hwenso and that time Saul you know Ewrade say mo see the man mo ani anso mo antie me e na mo nya so. Enti where David also brofo nem say the leadership of Saul is not out of my perfect will. But that of my permissive will, because you people are ungrateful. But that of David is out of my perfect will. Intimate about the American say, Minkasa Timi, but young can crew. One was 1 year boneda, Jesus want to bo more bano. Okay. I see me king and say, a mere BM Mimusana Bobopa, quite as Yesusano. Now me bought near friends as Rangers, Yesusani Bocust, me bought 468. And now I'm 1 in a minute, but I'm a good dribbler. And then mini kudus black star one your friend. Me bisa question back. Me to say here. Say NDC for efa me say me to fan kamana. Between when the meaning am here soon. We is Ashanti ready for the NDC. They will not. It is a NDC for family says the care for Ashanti mem wa kan ho wa ye adwuma obi anim so odin se bo ni nwoma wanya perfect there but the kai obi a wa bi obetuma ye adwuma no ba bi ofiri nti yemfa no yenya vote because policy is strategy yemfa no nkan ho na bi omkura to kakra ma ye ne de so na ye koto aba no na ba bi as the kai fi se edom ode ba no omu nyina se ni nipa no no wa asemo enipa no ni nyina ya de hye mi ntimi ka se ntia Dr. Bawumiada onye nipa fon kra onimade enye Dr. Bawumiada na economy say enye no kre we nipa kese Kennedy David na say me twa world crisis Kennedy ono nipa kese Brian Champon ko hwe nwuma wadie hwe educhum coordinate Japan integrity wa ye adwuma che but let's we are na individuals no it's about MPP's chance of winning.
Okay into one is honorable Ken
for the American
mo betimi enya vote
me de to aso eti me de no me try man say ya so me ansam pacho say NDC for kofa me ko thinking say me dom am de ba on beto aba na me dom no show say enye stika na yempe no ba mo party no ye ne yempe nti yemto no mo tuti NDC be sa de me akọ me bi say you see nkofo mbe so mo dwene and be the propaganda because what they will get me enye propaganda e bi aka me nko am voter ke bi aka me ntoma kani
talking about say
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And quality voter. See, as was the car. Oh, now to be president. Patriotic, making us say. But it's not about me. It's about MPP. It's about Ghana. It's about what Kenya Japan is bringing on board. It's about his proven record. Oh, PN were perfect. But who only meaning say, Yanko checking you will be free to Tibesing there. Any power boom, benevolence, #1 politician in this country. Yen check it wadibo yen check the need of Ghanaians nkofo nya adwuma on the street Kennedy so antiase across a bunch apart from fufuo ne konkonte yen fanya hwe abrochire ye nyina ye creation of sustainable industries factories a bunch no nipa bebre benya akonya adua Kennedy ka so obi factory central which so akwa o kan voter we akwaje about 30,000 acres look oyeduwa
okay
menka so perfect so people should talk about first our chance of winning this election. And we are #1 because when we near
into who is apart from a honorable Kenya Japan someone fa ono amba nya de 2028 MPP mbo
e ba cho mintime nkasa me nyame be frɛ bibi balance of probability the chance akwanya se betime win no Even a radin pengun po Kennedy bani enya kura ni kunya 47, 48, 49. NPP ni msi be wini. Look, ya na ka 92, 96. Obi wade 92, 96. Ebe sha da serious analysis gidi. And obi call 3 times. No be on to politics and na ye dada no. Sata ni ento ababi ya. Dana. Obe ya bobo NPP be wini about 530. Do 250. K2 sa 290. There's oh please. We are still in the military effect. Yan kanu kure. But check from 2000 coming. Even Kufuor the Okaya. They just took everything. As far as giant delays, san also here a yan san obobo. Then easy. Aben or teso. So if we say abandoning every cleaner, obeka say here protection. San obobo abano. For not to change. Nanado's first election. Nanado no here vice president though. No campaigning 16 years ago. The first election he won the whole Ghana. When you are 49.7, I stand to be corrected. A 0.4, no 0.3 plus 1 vote, 0.3. Nanka MPP with me. Check it and the Hon Steven Amoah. Second time will be in the whole Ghana. Just a while soon yame. Unko Kremuyi and Unko sorry. Election was taken by force. Until you can compare the two. As me I can say no, a MPP dache. And then this year you MPP boys ni ready. So we are talking about the recapture of power by the New Patriotic Party. MPP na etimi aboa mo hia ni be ko school free o. Oba tem bia obitima akwo look na me yakraketwa patase ma me bia oni Ghana mema bebre nhwe mai see the way they behave. Send you see the kun hamida na me yakrenti. It's a story that mass of the Assemblies of God near ma me we had intia okwo inyaba esu I work an o kan kun mu ano mo suntia ma na fiofo ni bitie na almost 2 hours according to women no on be fa ne call hospital no sa prepare to man physical omu duru a omu se esiro se ntimo hwade yakom si dabi emra omu ko fie ko fa sika be ja papa mama to ebe ne wo it took NPP's government so oba woni bi wo bia because school free. So when it comes to these decisions, it's not about my personal interest.
Okay.
So me manya deda ma obia na me neutral. Me age, me political experience, my politics almost 30 years. And we must know mesu nyame adum ti, nyame adum. Me ma me ntimi ntro ni din. But na ntimi kwa broche nya address thousands of white people, not that I'm lying. Ye come my financial models in the world. We mo tie mi nim capem no me APT no me optional models no. Me one of the few Africa may be even number 1. It was Canada, Pakistan, Ghana professors. The Americans say, come to my the nipa no you be a winner. Baby, I made do my appointment. And now Papa Kakana meboa. But me I think this time with dear Kaniano and the Kennedy so.
Okay.
And until I made Ghana near mine only MPP na me juno mo. Na kakra na se ne yenya tendi die ene ntoko no bia obetra ha. Abedi di Dr. Baomi atem. Wabaka se Kennedy ena wonti obabu obi asum sankrofo no. Yanhwehwe omuye. Ebia na NDC yisu om. Cause obia o MPP bia no. Madam. Na
wo nti o chese NDC for bebobo asom.
Tobo entina nyesa na mepache.
E wo so ka se enhwe no mu ye bia na NDC.
Tobo kaisa mami ntrum dia manka ne su. Me se bia na NDC mu bom like o mhyaase.
Na ye no yodo.
Ebia o mu yisu ne sane be ya MPP ntim ye united. Because obia na ni afi enye o mo titi social media
kese. NDC for her ni mu se mo ntam beti ana.
Na se NDC be so run one party state. NDC e come na MPP go. Because me metie na me ba na be didi Baomi atem kan sem emfa efa Dr. Baomi ho bre champo ho edutwum ho ebe yusu etia MPP they make atomase ye bi do be win bi and how are we going to get united ti san crofo no mo kasa no mo ye level no mo kasa no me pa wo mo chew nyame ahira wo mo o mo dodo na ye o mo nka project akese a o mo so do o mo sika ya ma o man
me kai se
ya me ka atomase
me kai se lawyer Atta Akyea ba ye nra na me ne edi nkomo o se enye papa wo papa na se wo bua wo bi en se da wa no e ma wo ka ho sem there's a possibility say wo ma bua ana so ma ye enye me bi but wo mo an wo mba bonten
madam e ba che wo ma na che obi si bi ma no ni bi saw When it will be CV. Emra David ka say okokun Goliath nyame ka na koma. Ni nua pani twa ho was a bra man yesa. Major catch me say sorry muni ho na major ka say me nko hwenwan na me kum sisiri. Me kum this, me kum that. Aiza wo mo pa abai. Ebi me gina abonte so omdo musika abo NPP da. Dr. Bawumi abeka bi. Bra champion abeka bi ana me boa. Senya no kora. Na uye papa na oka wa ye bone. We na kire adwen wo muti.
Okay.
Eba choti ase ni bisa wo se me kopetumi na me kan ye ma amaye. Se se me kan hie so ade. Ma ye nkofo pie bebre. Nyame na me so agini pa bebre kwa. De bia me petumi bia se me kama nkofo hu. Bone be na ken se bone aya ni se oka papa because ebi o ma ye bi but wo de toto nsani toto ho enu ba bia na o munye bi. So they are afraid.
Okay, say at some point a crampo no we ye ejuma of our ejuma that time o say
2009
2000 now health insurance
no na me mo health insurance national health insurance mo government appoint you me by February March in fact I'm sure the whole Ghana crowd na be first person NDC made me resign na Kennedy nya madam fo ohia no say crash you me hwe me TV so a wini momo na brabe me chief financial officer anya me nko offer ni pa ba ye ko last election me ni na chi man here no ko di obi
you've worked for him before. No name the companies ahodoa our say I work as a project all years I mean say through the company be and or there do you know number of the companies
ni na ba minim binum pa
unim binum the guy say lawyer touching by is also 19 companies na enye no crest
and I'm say no and I'm say Ghana high one me kura me tie a me ni hwe no companies are registered therefore me
working
me am dia yes you can work here at what level ebi on about touching a lawyer nti on tesa na manase
sometimes you can register a company but now when start say
19 no on say oko Canada co-stores akese nko a minimum obefo a okaboma Africa hanye number 1 be kan 2 say see I still company on investors aya ebefa nipa apem wawie the whole Ghana
Benyan start here and
it's there now the whole building crowd employ nipa let's be honest even anya wo make omo yesa no make critics no the whole Ghana electricity corporation say omuntumi man power just agree to see a whole station
hey
I'm telling you microphone in patrol we akotema mesro and then me call parliament intia but I can finance you to go and check Kennedy our factory a processing rubber different factories
okay
the point is say you no crow say you no crow any penum na eba no we obi a betuma bear the kakreba enyuma ekretia e bra champion enu da nchen NPP mu me say we Kennedy any cabinet Japan me kra meti maso NPP sin tele nyina I am telling for a fact Kennedy and Brad cabinet Japan is starting in 92 o ma ka no way me omampanyi kofo
delegate na nhwe
exactly what's my chair I was drink grass ma men kan chiro ade oti ebe onwa Kennedy at the policy be ba e bin si da on ka so wonwene Ghana for mu wa dwene grassroots ho ache Kennedy hu se ni pa bra no wunti na I thought that we be emotional we develop a system ebe capture database of all NPP delegates ameboa monko research regions wa kwenyi ma fill form number no ko no officer e inputi adentia what's NPP timeba yes you create job 2 million 4 million and crew but omo bremi agi tumi no obi esu grassroots what's me anya bi but bible cross obi a na Kennedy kana ne raho o kana ese awoso agumi what's bible cross obi oha o say obi a ontimi hwe ni immediate family well no what is unbeliever eso nso nyame na charity also begins at home obi abo nipa 200,000 akoto aba ya benya presidency yenya aban ya see you create jobs ebi a 2 million 4 million say you obi ampo na benya adwuma na obeti onye mu hamu nchichemu be edioso a obi esu say won de ne bompo anya hwe adwuma into we there officialize sa database no so that some crofo no ntimi nga say ye pe carpenters ye fa carpenter 10,000 na some crofo no 2,000 uma omi ya so won de yemfa no owie ya no one of the candidates so obtains information and also nam say welfare database but you see we will be ba untimi nya ni ye will be ba wa nya ni ye da one will be only house boy ti na no oba ti ye mu bi na me the way God created me me ndwamanum obeduma akọ check ni fee me menum house boy onya dia me ka wasem ba aduane bibia we use the same plating obiji efo obi ba onye ni ye Kennedy's way of thinking any acquire 2016 autocars makuma 240 Tundra ne AF American cars omo ba ye no ebi no pe omo de ente no so ene munkoyi sika no ebi no de afia so yenyu no kra ne autocars no me na me Ashanti regional organizer for the NPP or the back by me kra na me you see Kennedy
and is one now pentemti one na do sika ko yi ana
oh they would can you be brave man crofo me na nyem sika on one yi de buy
okay
what you say and omo drive by Ashanti region Kennedy obi a na ni so odin hwe politics and dynamics ni here NDC nya buy abewaju NDC was born out of an autocratic coup d'etat at the menka say ebane obi a ne na hyese at the NDC about communist inferior tactics propaganda the use of violence omo ya de pa ene omo wo hwedom ye oba ni bonyam for her akumisi so we anyali de bi ono so ye strong tough to face them and your friend of pragmatism
tina ka me ba be say do you think say Honorable Kennedy Amoah you be a obetimi a shaky system
na so dey say ofa ba bia ho
ma wudi nachi ana say we believe we ni mu pass so
look me ne ko ya adwuma no na me ni chief financial officer ma me nka de bia no ye etoda won expect no about office wo e be at 10 to 8 as start adwuma 8 wo abeba after 10 to 8 bi obi wedi na o ya say you are sacked me so ono ane ba ye che no ne ba frɛ no oti o se ne bandi for police nche no you see onye perfect but even with our mindset revolution search the way our mindset yin nyina me ka ho bi the behavior of the police the behavior of some chiefs the behavior of media we politicians squad will be any judiciary your mindset revolution na can here enu ni wa intim do do mayo sometimes you need somebody that will properly place erratic decisions and when you say a lot of the finance and economics gurus around people men count about safo ma bo papa ni wo moko ene about 80% omu nyina wo Kennedy Dr. Steven Amoah Dr. Steven Amoah Dr. Mpaben Honorable Abno Sasari Honorable Kokuku Ati enye sikenti o nyame ahira me Kennedy busa me nye one city for adwuma me before God but we dey hwem apart from Mpaben I mean call finance ministry wa ben papa Mpaben but me ni suban because I had only about 4 months encounter but nipa train na say 4 na akara me boom dim to a large extent omunya be a discipline okay and the Kennedy Amoah is coming with a different team or they bano enya nkra team for the first time the way no be say but for the first time so be flag bearer ye be nyu obi ansana ye betwe manifesto no ya set ye friend no policy framework department and therefore can see different areas ebe research say kuya ye be ni nyina define ye value chains ansana Kennedy Amoah say enfiem ye nu achi o me nkra bo baby twam. A lot of people did not do that in Ghana, whether NDC and NPP. You have more policies in this and you buy a bread up to now 24-hour economy. And yes, and papa, but woman research. Kennedy is bringing a new paradigm shift. Kennedy is bringing, a mindset revolution agenda. Kennedy is coming to change our cultural frontiers and expand that and bringing new values. That whether you are young or poor, whether you are rich, whether you are from the rural or urban area, there will be hope for you because you're coming to build everything here.
Okay. So they will see actually qualities of Honorable Kennedy Amoah. Wokas and so say aside say Oma Wejuma 2009, Nini Nechi no 2023 compo and ya one was. Doesn't mean say what him as they di and who say Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. I mean, so I was supporting in 2023. Genuinely believing in leadership.
I believe
meba and now say we say onye the people's favorite enti ya de ayen to man enunti na ama say wasesa wadwene ana.
Thank you Dr. Bawumia. The idea na me wo about no as a person it still stands.
Okay.
Asime kan you no na propaganda ntie ni an o kan no ma se da o say omunya sympathy vote no mo sell no akọ fake TikTok o si nipa na kase no obi a change na wa wan tia some say they make say na why story no for na didi watem Bawumia is not perfect. To say Kennedy is perfect, but to me, Bawumia is a great person. Bawumia can be a very good president. But in management, if it be performance functions, it has 3 key variables. 1, ability. 2, opportunity. 3, motivation. Ability means so we in India to send your OT. That's why I'm a PhD now. What do you mean to me? That's ability. But who in India opportunity mean opportunity mean to free Dr. Bawumia. Because and in India no one know. Now when you be winning, me feel say Kennedy you way ahead of him. And just want to mean we need that.
Okay.
So for NPP to come back and win, I have to change. And in the Bible says sebi misreka obakwasi anense sanadwe.
Okay.
Say utu anamobi. When you enough information, when you enough evidence, say there be, they will decide the encouragement. Me, I'm a motivist. I'm not a consequentialist. A motivist look at things from a reasonable point of view. Now, if you when you enough information, say in a court to create appeal, and I'm a boy. 18 year monitoring and evaluation and adjustment. 80 and leadership, and I'm against. But the chance of NPP winning 2028, look, NPP winning 2028, 2032, it will take a miracle for us to come back. Anyway, now, madam, most of us, name na kwabe 40 me. Your friend na na ohemano, akomina na near friend, akosia menu. Nani ni abema de menu. Omani bafo kutum na pretty akwame nko chimi na nanungu. Enti emu bi no NPP are traditional thing. But the youth nya wo no, it's not about tradition. And they been more drift to NDC. They don't even care.
You can say no say the ama the sabomia the chances na slimmer ema hu say say no hu say honorable can way ahead na because say entansan ye de bono o ka hu bi na economy say but say empo waka say yentimi mfasa so no embo no and also any cross na eso na akododo na tim say o kan economics say so you perfect and so you did nothing about it ma during that time no economy na ntimi anye unje no so na abeye
and also one factor and I'm say Dr. Bawumia the issues within in my opinion it's all about the dynamics do not favor him.
Okay.
2, in management if it be strategic position a strategic position factors a surrounding a be organization na individual ankra bi no sansem no emwa organization no
okay
ana ebua no so in management you analyze each of them into your independent variables and dependent variables into here to know there is more of circumstantial than unknown as a person.
But time I would DH and I hope so maybe team Nance and line
member say mekum and I don't members will be able to as my making aqua individual thing and no until you feel the risk factors it was specific and which of course is the unsystematic and your systematic risk factors your name will be a general in a specific thing. Bawumia himself as a person during the campaign may not have or might not have done that. Obviously, we need power. Me my points at you, me game nasi. So I said, I thought that our ability, now any opportunity now you can work. Thought our opportunity now motivation in your own team. I don't want to go in there. But whoever wins next election, first thing is unity. Second thing is to build your campaign team based on meritocracy. Because Nkrofo are interested in individual gains, they will come and lie to you, they will come and say this, they will come and say that, they will come and say that because they want the opportunity.
Okay.
Obi akra man campaign sika 1 million so go kumasi a wonu rejoso no na sika na ka 50 nso obey report abroad was spend.
Nje wo team popa so isan say maybe the people around the ninja no betimi a block wama.
Oh, politics now if you say the president Mahama Abai you be how come and because when I say meritocracy, I'm not brain tea. I'm not talking about loyalty. I'm talking about the fact that there are people who can do certain things better than others, just to attain the overall interest of the organization. And there are people who, by virtue of their greed and personal and parochial interest, will do everything in this world to get the favors and get positions that they cannot perform. If I got
okay,
I thought that pilot. Yes, uncle farmer, sorry. I thought that pilot is when you're a hostess. And you lead down on a beer and turning concerning personal gains, committee will be to my aircraft. Debbie, 9 months here, and a per results. There's a black star under 20 no me do. Thought that Oba bet me a bo as a striker she goes and now nkrofo interest in no na I can just say una the best o but be ana e du hye mukura na obi anim say ka be strike because obi ana bonus go him and ye ma kwa me nkobo ho ana abena nkobo ho because onu nya bonus a enbenya na ebrem ya na menye sika ni bi adi I mean this way also another and not only Dr. Bawumia campaign team my politics Acheyipa, most of the national elections have been part. Yes, me didn't throw. My Ashanti regional organizer. Through me any to nominate all the team together, Koduanum, any near to me, I understand politics clearly and extremely well. A problem in Ghana and not only in NPP. I think NDC as well.
But you know, so honorable politics in a way, survival. What's the one my worried say? Decision I'm not taking some support honorable Ken. Is it a right decision? A bedroom may be no mean to see me relevance and I understand and also you're very optimistic say maybe I want is the right place as a war. Madam,
me not perfect, but will be close to me. Before God I serve. I'm not into politics because of what I will get. Me call land in 97 let me show. Now me to me 16 hours. 2 hours cleaning, 2 hour cleaning. So what I land in that? Ansana, oh, Tete Wusikabo. Ansana, na kobo car wash, a room. You gonna be a car cramo, car na bar washing, you know. Ansana na to my kitchen. The Bobby at 3 months. Wednesday, any be a medefi, others would abass him, and okwa, you be a Yamia, you be a mammy. Maybe I'm going in animal, may never be paying an animal, but no crown make a show. Whether NDC or NPP, me say come a dream, me kwa me nyane me personal relevance. Come in here me you. Dey me can't masi. Say me yam who ko twa picture wa hands so meto computer ko ha phone bia. Dey me come me yam who say me won finfin a sticker and ye NPP for nipa 10 na. Untimi ngasa me nka ho. Say ye parliamentarians 10 in this country. And you be an out time in tia. Dey me can't masi me jim hudi yankopon ahira me. But men should be a men kuamenya. Meaning that they make atmosphere. I'm not with Kennedy because of what I'm expecting. I said, I mean, Dr. Bawumia who say, and I can bear a winnie ya, and I'm here, me and take one appointment. So when you do menya, if we are seeing do baby Mishrawa, and yet your own kuabenya. Saying Yamishana, the uncle Benya, Kwame despite any billionaire. Because on any man quite many billions. Nyame here was saying also be in your thinking and in your decision making processes, the interest base must be social. It must be broad.
Okay, honorable, in a ban of loyalty in NPP, do you see say a reward and I say a punishment?
And you may say me come. But there are questions and I say oh say nya say me nyina. Unse Bible say obakwase na we be o kana dwen wo ho. And over can nkrofo wo de all the adwempo no bi akwasesa no mintimi nkoka no wasim pii de metu obia for especially MPP ni say yema meritocracy anya adwuma yema nkabom anya meka meritocracy answer wo question ni way meritocracy ni say ade we people we bit my ye asiwe say ni pa no so bit my bibiye asen say ni pa no so in management free be configuration of key resources and core competencies. You can have the best players in the world, but if you don't establish or form the right team,
okay.
Okay,
honorable. Mate mesa ba osubium ebusia for honorable Steven Amoah and ameneno etwetwe nkomo. Doctor. Honorable doctor. Mame ama asantewa Ken the hope.
So that is it. Enti ye de tie baabi o ena MPP for say omo de omo ma yasomindwe enti no mega me de mitimi baabi me de mitimi baabi mitimi baabi ena MPP for say omo de omo koyi obi a obayeden obedi omo anim omu koyi obi a obeyden obedi omonim in 2026 na sa election and cause a lot of controversies sa election ɛna kyɛ sɛ akyi ɛwɔ traffic akyi wɔ ɛyɛ social media highway so a kyɛ sɛ yɛtwa ho baabi ntwa ɛno deɛ Kennedy Japan nkurɔfoɔ sɛ wobɛkae a naano before sɛ lawyer Atta Akyea bɛba no yɛhu flyer bi a na circulate ɛwɔ UTV foɔ ɔn sɛ morning show bi a ɔmo yɛ biara no most of the radio station ne TV stations no ɔmo yɛ morning show biara na aya no ɔmo post flyers ne nipa a ɔmo ne no ɛbɛyɛ saa interview anaasɛ Atta Akyea program no ɔmo ɛyɛ de post na ɔmo post yɛ no na yɛhu sɛ Dr. Alhaji Bawumia ɛna na ne din ɛne ne picture ɛda hɔ no ma na mpu ne mpu dwumadie no ɔne saa madam na mo ɔyɛ den ɔyɛ saa dwumadie no ɔne no ɛbɛdi but obi kɔtwerɛ comment section ase anaasɛ obi kɔtwerɛ wɔ comment section hɔ nom na ɔse aborɔnyɛ ɛne Dennis Mrakos Abɔagye advice Kennedy Bawumia sɛ ɔnyɛ den ma ɔntu ne nan nsi hɔ UTV hɔ nom ɛnkɔyɛ interview nti sɛ adeɛ kye na sɛ yɛhu Bawumia wɔ UTV a na ɛyɛ aborɔnyɛ ɛne Dennis Mrakos Abɔagye ɛna ɔmo di sɛ adwuma no ampa so adeɛ kye yɛ yɛhu sɛ ɛyɛ Bawumia kɔɔyɛ nipa a yɛhu no ɛyɛ lawyer Atta Akyea before sɛ ɛyɛ Atta Akyea ne stika ɛnso ɛɛba eti no nipa wei ɛna ɔyɛ leader a ɔbɛbu Ghana allegedly sɛ no kɔre sɛ Dr. Alhaji Bawumia ɛkɔ UTV akɔyɛ interview a ɛdeɛ na ebesi ne kwan to the extent of me posting the picture and flyer ɛdeɛ na ebesi ne kwan a ɔma ne nkɔ saa interview no mibisa mu audience mibisa mu viewers akɔbɔto na sɛ viewers mibisa mu abusua yi ɛdeɛ na ebesi ne kwan ɛdeɛ na ebesi kwan paa sɛ yɛbɛ booking for interview for a whole former vice president so mbra mekasa a whole former flag bearer of New Patriotic Party ni be wi akyi na nipa no wamba na yante hwee it tells you say allegations na nipa kro be miki no comment section na say ana wo kyire mu sɛ aborɔnyɛ chairman aborɔnyɛ ɛne Dennis Mrakos Abɔagye ɛna na ɔmo yɛ de ɔmo emeki sure sɛ Dr. Alhaji Bawumia ɛnyɛ dɛ ɛnkɔ saa interview no abusia no correct true do sɛ nyɛ no correct then what was the problem what was the hindrance what was the obstacle what prevented Dr. Alhaji Bawumia from going to UTV it is no correct here na it tells you say Bawumia na yɛ kana asɛm no sɛ maybe na me na do no be the president a ɔno ontimi mbu man nkrɔfoɔ mo wɔ ne nkyɛn no ɛna mo be control it is ST na de bi ɔka ho asɛm no so you know where I'm coming from mamon hamo NPP for me te sɛ na no Brian so kɔtena UTV na ɔka sɛ Bawumia NPP for yi no so medi flag bearer and NPP will be in opposition for some years Brian no pum the whole Brian a champion of Eastern region commander Brian and ɔkasa nsɛm no so imagine say Brian Ikawe ya the grassroots a omu erutu for Kennedy Japan beka dey kurunga be dey I'm telling you for next year akonyame mayenkwa no ma ya hodin na yemfa witness all this drama because me kind of drama because me before you serious and kind the first people me akomo man kwa man ko for ticket so me the party ni bio but they will tell you say a history I want my party ni mo and it is so sad say omo history enye papa in this tebusafo into tense master kati wo kan nyina na ha o true shade e dia ma Atta Akyea eni bo mi ankofo meso so odo adwenkyere betum kama na ehun de ko bronya ne gusu a eba ba ye de nyanti bronya nka because di bia no yenhu se bi oba akra na ya se kete dada bronya mba ye no na ye nanti didi ye da ye nom eti ye ni ebetena no kasa enti se bronya beba bronya mbo news no mega me 1247 me be braw me di braw 247 na so afi di bi kira wadwen makra papa